We are what we repeatedly do, and this proverb is said by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. So, in this video, we'll see one of the author. So, what was his routine habits was once he wake up, and then he started to write a 2000 words in his journal, and after that only he just going to have his breakfast and do anything, and he's repeatedly doing these things for almost 30 years. This is not an easy task, but if the same task is going to be asked on our end, is it easy for us to write a 2000 words? And definitely we will say it's too hard. So, but for that person, it is like a effortless task. Just in order to say that example, it's like brushing your teeth for him. How it has been become much easier for him compared to us. It's none other than he's doing for almost 30 years. So that why it has become as a habit, so he can able to do it in an effortless with efficient manner. But how it is working? His thought process or his thinking ability is like a efficient manager, where he will train some of his employees. At one point of time, his work or task will happen automatically. The manager's major role was to have a look is that everything is going fine. By doing this, the work will be done in an efficient manner. Here, the same thing. The manager is a thought process, and the employees are none other than the habits. If you train the habits in a well-defined manner, your day-to-day task will be gone in an efficient way, and we don't need any motivation, or it won't take a much effort to do the task. This is what it's happening. At the same time, it's going to improve your productivity also with financial goal. But is that easy? Yeah. First thing was, instead of training every habit at a time, just choose only one habit and then train it in a proper manner. But just by saying two things, that's the first one was, keep in mind that be patient and wait for the result. And the second thing was, have a strong motive or the reason what or why this habit has been required. If these two things are strong, definitely you won't leave that habit in the mid, or you won't give up on what you are. Okay, but how to do it regularly? Because yes, you planned the habit, everything has been pre-planned, but in order to do that regularly, just make a contract with you by saying these three things. The first one is explicit behavior, and second is a minimum daily quota, and the third one is a stake. The contract will help you to move further. Instead of verbal, it will be in action. So the first one was explicit behavior. Explicit behavior is a common thing that we will say that verbally we will say that we can do it. Yes, we will do perfectly, but in order to do in an efficient manner, just have a time goal or time frame that by this day or by this hour I'm going to spend it. If not, we will say verbally, but it won't be in action. And the second one is a minimum daily quota. In order to make a habit, it requires 60 days. So the same thing you are going to do, but one thing was, if even one day is skipped, the result will be in a reverse manner. Say example, on day 1, if the habit has been skipped on mid of one day, the result of leaving that habit will be a 5%, and if it is continuing for the second day, if you skip, there is a chance of losing that habit for 55%, and if it is going to be the third day, it's really worse, 90%. So almost there's a chance that we are going to lose that habit, and at that point of time we started to give up. In order to not to give up, we will ask what is the reason for that. We will say that we don't have time, we are totally busy. Yes, that's really a great thing, but how it can be improved, we don't think it. It's very simple. Instead of seeing the goal as a bigger one, scale the goal. In order to say it's in simple, just scale the time. For example, if you're spending a task for a habit for at most 2 hours, just concise and make it as a 20 minutes. That's fine, because I think 20 minutes in a day is not a great deal to do it. And the final one is a stake. Stake to say that if this objective is not completed, your goal or your result will be failed. In order to explain in a clear manner, just imagine that there is a flower in the mountain, and by the end of 6th day, it will start to deteriorate. And you can't able to climb the mountain on one day, so you have to plan from day 1. Each and every objective it has to be completed to take that flower, and that's a mistake. So once this agreement is done, then you are on onboard phase. On onboard phase, keep one thing in mind: don't expect any result at the time, because you have started it. That's it. And then have a complete trust on you, and Once this output phase is perfect, you are on a progressive phase where you can able to see the result little by little, time by time. So the author is none other than the Stephen King, who is the author of the book It and Shamsham Redemption. And whatever I said in this video is refer from the book or the video, that is Nathan Lawrence from Productivity Game, that how to build habit and execute effortlessly. If you learn something productive in this video, just please try to implement in your life. It will make your life better and better. Thank you.